As I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. There's a rabbinical saying that the best time to repent is the day before you die, and because nobody knows the day before they die, we should always repent as soon as possible. It's often said that you're going to find somebody someday, but someday, I know that that's not true because someday isn't promised to anybody. I decided to record a second video as, I'm about to go to sleep, and often before I go to sleep I remind myself that I might not live to see the morning. And I like to take stock of what I've done in life, and I guess just the sort of things I've been waiting on. There's so many things about the present and the future that I simply don't know, and this constantly strikes me. Most of all, more than anything else, I just want to be done. I want to be done, but I'm almost certain that no such thing in life awaits me. Whether I'm single or in a relationship, just to not be looking for a partner anymore. Just to not have to deal with that uncertainty, with that not knowing, is this person a man? Is this person really interested in me? How many other people is this person seeing? What do they really think? These kids, are they mine? Have I been cheated on? Such things I'm not sure you can know. But even if you did know, even if you had a partner that loved you, and you trusted them, there is nothing stopped. No amount of love has ever stopped death. Death, the sudden creeping hand of death. This is a very old-fashioned attitude. I think that most of my attitudes are. But, I love to read religious writing. I especially love reading the lives of the Desert Fathers, and they were continually in tears and crying. I like to take all the sadness of religious writings, but I feel like there's none of the happiness. So I'm recording this a few days later. This is a new species of dinosaur. Several years ago, I knew a girl who really liked dinosaurs, and she also constantly carried a picture of the actor Danny DeVito around in her wallet. So I made this. I never ended up giving it to her, though. One day she's like, hey, you know what, let's not talk for a while. I'm like, okay. And I ended up waiting like 3 years, and she kind of never talked to me again. And then, at that point, I was like, okay, maybe she is not coming back. But, so yeah, I'm an incel, but I'm also not an incel in the sense that I don't think that anybody is interested in me. Or at least, people might be interested in me, maybe not in the way that I would want them to be. I guess, I'm very picky. I like to pick one person and stick to them. I don't like to play the field or have options, as a lot of people do. I think that if somebody was going after me, knowing that I already had somebody, that to me would be a red flag. Like the sort of, I don't even think that I want to consider anything else about you red flag. And I think that, if I'm ever going to have any sort of good relationship, I need to be able to tough it out. I need to be able to recognize that there are going to be other attractive people. But yes, I need to just put that aside, just suppress the thought. But yeah, I personally am very jealous. And, I try to only be slightly worse than I would want my partner to be, just slightly. But I also have OCD, and I think that's a thing that you don't really get to learn about until you're really kind of in there. It's very much cleaning and contamination. I have a very ritualistic set of cleaning and stuff that I touch and don't touch. And I often find it hard to think that anybody's going to want to deal with that. And this may come as a shock to people, but I got statism. It is indeed diagnosed. Very much, yes, much indeed, very. I also worry that I don't really know how to care about people. I think that, caring about people is wanting good things for them. But I think that I just have no idea what things are good things. Like you can buy your partner candy and stuff. Is that actually good for them? Is it bad for them? I really have no idea. Like if I'm helping somebody or trying to help somebody or doing something without being really sure, is this in fact good for them? I feel like it's something that I'm doing more for me than anything else. Like personally speaking, it would be something that would make me feel nice, to feel like I'm helping somebody feel loved and supported who would otherwise have difficulty with that. But I don't really feel like I'm necessarily good or caring for doing that. I think that it's just something that makes me personally feel better. And again, there's just so many other problems that I'm just kind of, I guess I just don't care about. Like there's a quote in one of my favorite books by Lev Shestov, where he talks about human compassion can work on a tiny worm that nobody wants to step on, but not millions of people dying around us. I think it may or may not be a real Stalin quote, but one of my favorite quotes is, "One death is a tragedy, but a million deaths is a statistic." And honestly, yeah,